Hello and welcome. We are with Susieben Shah, the founder of Priyadarshini Taxi Services and the chairperson of Maharashtra's Commission for Women. Thank you so much for joining us. Tell us what are the three key barriers that women face at their workplace.
Key barriers, I think the first is when a woman becomes ambitious, when she starts dreaming. That's where the sexual harassment comes in place. I, as a chairperson, have seen that when a woman, as long as she's just a nurse, or as long as she's just a teacher, or as long as she's just a clerk, the problem starts when she aspires to be a matron, or the headmistress, or the general manager. That's where the sexual harassment comes in. It is not that she's not good, but it is that she's very good, and the male feel threatened. That's how the sexual harassment work sets in, and therefore the government has taken concrete decision, discussing over a decade on implementation of ICC, Internal Complaint Committee. And now after the Tejpal case, suddenly everyone is talking about having an internal complaint committee. So I think to do away with this sexual harassment, we must have an internal complaint committee. The second hurdle, according to me, taking a cue from Priyadarshini Taxi Service. Now, Priyadarshini Taxi Service is a taxi service driven by women. We not only we don't empower the empowered women, we empower those women whose family income is less than 10,000 rupees. It's a 3-month module. It's driving for every day, 1 hour for 3 months, art of living, self-defense, etiquette, entrepreneurship, so on and so forth. Now the total module costed 10,000 rupees. So when we approach the family that you must support, believe me, not a single person came forward to support the women of their house. Had it been a boy, had it been a man, let me assure you, all would have contributed. So now we have this Priyadarshini Taxi Service where we sponsor the training. Like people like from Rotary, from RPG, they support our training, and we have taxi drivers on the road who are all women, very confident, empowered, truly the reflection of 21st century women.
What can India do to actually bridge this gender gap, as far as employment is concerned?
I think in the government machinery, in the mantralayas, in the government offices, there is a 33% reservation for women. Why not in the corporate sector? I mean, I see no reason why the corporate, the private corporates also cannot promote 33% reservation. There has to be in the administrative machinery. There is a political will. So I believe there should be corporate will to have 33% going. So as a result of 33% reservation in the administrative machinery, we have various departments headed by women IAS officers, and they're doing a splendid job. If there are women at the workplace, women on the policy makers, the entire policy will be so oriented, taking the women's view into the policy formation. I think that is very, very important. And as far as I am a politician, I hail from the Congress party, and the 33% reservation, I am an empowered woman. I don't need a man's support to survive in public life. But public life is very, very different. We need the women's reservation. Why? Because over the years, today we have less than 10% women in the parliament. Why? Because the general taboo against women is एक तो हार जाएंगे, ऐसा नहीं है men don't lose, but women lose, the winnability factor, because there's only one person who can win. I mean, there are men who across the board who loses, but that's never cited. Then the OBC quota, right? Now in the OBC quota, in the entire parliamentary system, there is no quota. So suddenly the quota emerges when the woman reservation is talked about. Forget women's reservation. My experience is that whenever there is a woman issue and it is taken up, there is a tremendous male bonding against that idea. But unfortunately for women, we don't come together in that number and in that intensity to fight for our causes.
Do you think quotas perhaps could cast a cloud on merit as far as employment is concerned?
Not at all. You see today's, you see the 11th, you see the 12th results, you see the university toppers. If not all 10 are girls, quite a few of them are girls. But what they lack maybe is the growth to a higher corporate, to better jobs and better living. I think that's where women lose out. You see what is happening, as I understand, I will share my personal experience. In public life, networking starts after 6 and 7 over a cup of chai or drinking, may I say. We women want to run home. Similarly, in the corporate sector, you see, once it is 6, we would like to run back to our house, run back to our daughter, not networking with the men. I think that is where women sometimes lose out. So I think this quota, which is strictly on merit, and let me assure you, if there is quota, the merit will never be compromised. We are very, very intelligent women in all aspects of life. We've gone to the moon and come back successfully. So I think we've broken the ice ceiling. So why not the quotas? I completely support quotas everywhere.
Okay, there's a perception that women cannot do all types of work. They can only do a certain kind of work. Would you sort of agree with that?
This is the idea promulgated by men to ensure that there is no parity in wages. You see, there is supposed to be parity in wages whether a man or woman. Believe me, in agricultural labor, in domestic worker, I work with I run an NGO by the Sri Shakti Kendra. They are never equally paid. This is the philosophy propounded by vested interest to ensure that women don't get equally paid. There is nothing that a woman can't do as good as man, if not better.
No, so what can be done to ensure that women get the same economic status as men?
I think first the women should start dreaming. She should start knowing by herself. Every woman has some hunar, jisko bolte hain, some speciality, some skill. Let us identify that skill and work towards it. Education, you see, and I would like to give an example of the matriarchal society in Mizoram. In most of the northeast states, whether it be Mizoram, whether it be Arunachal Pradesh, down south Kerala, there are matriarchal societies. And see, there is no dowry, there is no need for section 498A. So therefore, woman by herself should assert and take her position in decision making.
How important is it for a woman to have a work-life balance?
Very important. I think we are very, usually nowadays, when we are excellent homemakers, we are even better wives, mothers, daughter-in-laws, daughters, but we are also working women. So now the men has to start changing their expectations from a woman. Right? Usually, I've seen that Meri maa bahut achhi hai. My mother I respect. Why? Because she would give you a hot cup of tea when you come home, or she'll give you garam pulka when you come from home. But now when you are a working woman, you have to change the demands. She's working with you. You have to be prepared to warm up your own dabba and eat when you come home. Unless and until the men change the perception of woman, things are not going to change. So therefore, we women also should believe in what we are doing, should dream, should aspire, and may I request the men also to work with our aspirations hand in hand.
All right, ma'am. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.